Boxing professionals have sent strong warnings to Gervonta Davis after Frank Martin posted his most recent training footage. Frank Martin looks all prepared for the fight, and shockingly, boxing professionals are giving him a shot to go ahead and shock the world. Frank Martin has just released new training footage ahead of his fight against Gervonta "Tank" Davis. However, neither his ripped physique or his training session is making the headlines. Rather, several boxing professionals have quickly sent warnings to Gervonta Davis ahead of the fight.
And raised, I feel like he's the most skilled, talented fighter that Tank ever fought. Like, it's one of those he can't take those early rounds off and feel like he's gonna come in the 7-8.
Martin is set to face WBA lightweight title holder Gervonta Davis on June 15th at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas. Frank Martin, who has a personal record of 18 wins in 18 fights, including 12 knockout victories, is an underdog leading into the fight, is finding causes and people in his life to serve as motivation. Martin has never been a pay-per-view headliner and was only recently elevated to main event status after a star-making performance against Michel Rivera in 2022, winning a unanimous decision over the lightweight contender. As of now, Frank Martin has fought and won 18 fights and has won 12 of his fights via knockouts. Although Martin is 29, only 2 of his fights were scheduled for 12 rounds. And against Michel Rivera and Artem Harutyunyan, Martin went the distance of 12 rounds to win the fights via UD. Additionally, among other experienced fighters, Martin has fought Ryan Kielczewski, Romero Duno, and Jackson Marinez. However, he recently released training footage that's become the talk of boxing supporters and professionals who have not only commended the Ghost, but have sent strict warnings to Gervonta "Tank" Davis as a result. Expectedly, one of the first boxing professionals to make his comments was Frank Martin's trainer, Derek James. "We have Frank Martin working out. Things have been said about the potential fight. It's a big deal, yeah, and he's going to shock the world." Talking about his fighter some time ago, James believed the 27-year-old Martin can compete with any lightweight in boxing. He still wouldn't mind his fighter taking more time to develop before he faces the most imposing opponents in the 135-pound division.
You never know, man. Anything possible.
If it was up to you, do you want him to get that title shot next, or do you kind of want him to, I guess, develop a little bit more fight?
For me, it's like this. It's all about...
I think that he can do that, James said. But I think at the same time, time is our friend. You know what I mean? I mean, it's easy to not acknowledge him because it's okay. Because it's only helping him. Because he's just getting better and better and better. So when the time is when they say, okay, now we'll have the fight, he's more difficult. Because he's difficult now, but we're in the gym all the time. It just helps him get better and better and better. And that's what it's all about.
Like, get more experience, right? Because you can't go back. Like a lot, like you look at Michel Rivera, right? He thought something about himself that wasn't true. Like I was watching after fighting, he played.
Moving on seeing Frank Martin's new training session, undisputed world female champion and one of Gervonta Davis's biggest boxing enemies, Claressa Shields, sounded impressed and even urged Frank Martin to go on and get the better of Tank Davis. In an interview where she was asked about the fight and what she thought about Frank Martin's preparations, she claimed, "I know Frank Martin is the underdog, but I really hope he beats the hell out of Tank and shuts him up." And afterwards, she was asked about the ongoing back and forth between her and Tank, and just before the reporter could complete his statement, she interrupted, saying, "Damn, Tank!" She then continued after she was informed by the reporter of the Gervonta "Tank" Davis and Frank Martin press conference that was holding the next day, saying, "I don't give a damn where he's gonna be. I won't be there. That's all I got to say to him, and I hope Frank Martin tears his butts everywhere balloon."
Fuck Tank.
There you
Little
go.
Weirdo.
So he gonna be here tomorrow, right? He's got his press conference.
I don't give a damn where he gonna be at. I won't be there.
There you go. There you go.
That's all I got to say to him. And I hope Frank Martin tear his ass everywhere but loose.
Having been more absent in Frank Martin's training camp as a result of his split with Derrick James, Errol Spence Jr. chanced on Frank Martin's training footage and spoke so highly of his fighter, warning Gervonta Davis in the process. Along with his impressiveness, he warned Gervonta Davis ahead of the fight, "I see him getting his hand raised. I feel he's the most skilled, talented fighter that Tank ever fought," said Errol Spence during Instagram Live, talking about his fighter Frank Martin, poised to upset WBA regular lightweight champion Gervonta Davis on June 15th in their fight at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas.
And hope for a knockout. I feel like Frank gonna dominate him first to 12th round and win a fight. I mean, Tank gonna put up a fight. You know, he's a great fighter, but I feel like Frank definitely gonna take it. I feel like he's the best fighter he can fight. He gonna see the speed. He gonna see the strength.
Also, Devin Haney, ahead of the fight between Frank Martin and Gervonta Davis, offered his views on Martin taking on Davis, especially after coming across Frank Martin's training footage. Though he still maintained the general skepticism regarding Frank Martin, he seemed to show some belief in him and warned Gervonta Davis to expect a tough fight against Frank Martin. "I think that Tank beats him. I mean, we haven't seen Frank Martin at the highest level, the elite level. Not saying that he isn't elite, but we just haven't seen him," said Devin Haney. "Do I think he's going to go in there and lay down? No, I think he is going to go in there to get his respect. And he going to fight back," he added.
Skill set to beat Tank, I don't think he does. But I don't think that Frank is, just going in there to lay down. I think he's gonna go in there. He's gonna do his best to fight back, and it's gonna be a good fight while it lasts.
And provided the resume Tank has built over the years, echoing Eddie Hearn, Haney said, "But I just think that Tank has the experience, has his skills, and will be victorious. But will it be easy? I can't say, but do I think that Frank Martin is going to go in there and show that he is a contender? Yes," Haney concluded. Meanwhile, while Devin Haney thinks Gervonta Davis's skills exceed Martin's, Frank had said that Davis was not the most powerful puncher he faced in the ring. Well, ahead of the Leo Santa Cruz fight, Frank, working as a training partner, helped Davis prepare for the fight. After a good experience with Davis, on being asked if Davis had the most powerful punches, Martin had replied, "Nah, it's a Mexican boxer I sparred with. His name is Pablo."
Being a guy like Errol Spence, the accomplishments that he's had, the former unified welterweight champion, I mean, that had to mean a lot to you when he.
And another thing too, it was him believing in me too, because
While Oscar De La Hoya had earlier claimed he could not understand why Davis was fighting Martin, a fighter whose fights Golden Boy had never seen, he also gave Frank Martin an evidence of doubt that he could actually shock not only Gervonta Davis, but the entire world of boxing. Well, boxing analysts aren't saying the same, as many think Martin will only win this fight if he focuses on volume punching and puts power on his shots. Defending himself, Tank had promised his naysayers a beast performance against Frank Martin. "Come June 15th, I ain't ready with a load of talk. Martin's a front runner. They think they are thugs and stuff like that. But I'm telling you, it's a different beast in front of him. It's a different beast. Nobody is going to be able to save him on June 15th, and it's a lot of stuff built up. It's a lot built up, and I'm going to take it out on him. I'll see y'all June 15th. This will probably be my second time fighting here, but I remember coming to watch Floyd versus Cotto, and I walked through the front door and I saw all the celebrities and things like that. Mink coats on and things like that. I always wanted to be a part of something like this, so I'm just grateful to be in this position, and also to be on this card with another young lion like myself, and to give the fans what they want to see."
June the 15th.
It's just
I'm
me
telling
and
you,
you.
and it's
You
a lot of
sure
shit
right.
built up.
You
It's
sure
a
live
lot
right.
built
It's me
up,
and you.
and I'm gonna take it out on him. Sorry that it's gonna be him. I'm telling you.
I guess
promise
we
you.
both
And I
got
see
a
y'all
lot of
June
shit built
15th.
up.
Impressive win over Ryan Garcia.
"It's a blessing just to be here," said the challenger Martin, who sounded more relaxed. "It's a blessing just to get this type of opportunity to come here and show the world what I'm about. I've got to say hats off. I appreciate Gervonta Davis for even taking the fight. I believe they messed up by taking the fight, but I do appreciate them giving me this opportunity to show the world what I'm about. I'm ready to go out and shock the world and do what I do what people think I can't do. It means everything to fight for a world title. I've been working for it. I've been the underdog in this since I started from the beginning. I've been watching everything. I know how his nonsense walks. I'm gonna touch his butt up. I know how he and his whole team walk."
Saying that, I still ain't going down talking, bash his name. It is what it is,
let him lose his money.
Is that kind of what the tweet following when you put out like ain't no friends?
Tank has shown that he's vulnerable against fighters who throw a lot of punches, and that's not Martin's style of fighting. Martin has a low work rate and loads up. Spence has got the right idea, wanting Martin to get off to a fast start, but he might choose to play it safe once he gets a taste of Tank's power in the first few rounds. We saw how Ryan Garcia got scared after being hurt in the second round by Tank last year in April. Tank Davis can't take those early rounds off and come on in the 7th or 8th rounds and hope for a knockout, said Spence. I feel like Frank is going to dominate him first through 12 rounds and win the fight. Tank is going to put up a fight. He's a great fighter, but I feel like Frank is definitely going to take it, said Spence. He's the best fighter he's fought. He's going to see the speed. He's going to see the strength. He's going to see the power that Frank brings to the table come fight night. If Martin hadn't looked so bad in his last fight against Artem Harutyunyan, fans would have believed what Spence was saying. If Martin had come back from that fight and shined against someone like Shakur Stevenson, Andy Cruz, or Vasily Lomachenko, people would believe in him. Sadly, that's not the case. Still rendering praises to his fighter, Errol Spence Jr. claimed, he's the best at 135 pounds, and he's going to prove that he's the best at 135 pounds against the big dog, Tank Davis, said Spence. When he wins, there's got to be a rematch. Shakur got to wait, said Spence about his wanting Martin to fight a rematch with Gervonta after he beats him on June 15th.
I'm telling you, and it's a lot of shit built up. It's a lot built up. And I'm gonna take it out on him. Sorry that it's gonna be him. I'm telling you.
I guess we both got a lot of shit built up.
Impressive.
Yeah, there's a rematch for sure, said Martin. Although Martin sparred with Davis in the past and understands Davis's approach to boxing, several people doubt if the undefeated lightweight boxer will have a chance against Tank. For example, even though Eddie Hearn felt the fight would be good for numbers, he claimed Martin would be an easy fight. On that note, Eddie Hearn said, yeah, it's all right. It's an easy fight for Tank. As a result, speaking to Fight Hype, the chairperson of Matchroom added, but Frank Martin is a good little fighter. However, Hearn concluded saying, I don't think he's going to do mad numbers, but yeah, it's a good fight.
Tank versus Frank Martin?
Yeah, good. It's all right. It's an easy fight for Tank, but Frank Martin's a good little fighter. Don't think he's going to do mad numbers, but it's a good fight.
Also, despite having the same trainer as Frank Martin, Ryan Garcia is one who hasn't been fazed by Frank Martin's exploits in the gym. He instead chose to support Tank Davis ahead of the fight. Ryan Garcia likes attracting attention and stirring up controversy on his social networks. He doesn't shy away from conflict and manages to remain in the conversation, which naturally benefits him in terms of getting better purses due to the media impact he regularly achieves.
Yeah. Hey, what you think about T. Crawford's big battle he got coming up?
Who's he fighting?
Some tough Russian dude, man.
Crawford, bro.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, man? I'm doing good, bro. Good to see you, man.
In one of his latest posts on his X account, he went two ways. First, he decided to give his support to Gervonta Davis, predicting a 7th round knockout in his next fight against Frank Martin. The prediction raised eyebrows because Gervonta Davis defeated Ryan Garcia, and it seemed that a rivalry was sparked between the two. In recent weeks, that rivalry has potentially been discarded with the support the Tank gave amid doping allegations leveled at King Rai. Meanwhile, Garcia has a good relationship with Frank Martin, with the pair having been seen partying together. I will bet $1 million that Gervonta will knock out Frank Martin within 7 rounds. I love Frank, but the truth is the truth, wrote Ryan Garcia on X in a post in which he sent a message to Errol Spence Jr., reminding him that he wants to fight him if he accepts the contract. However, in a fiery outburst, Frank Martin didn't hold back as he addressed the shocking switch of loyalty by his gym mate Ryan Garcia. The controversy stemmed from Garcia's unexpected decision to back Gervonta Tank Davis.
I'm gonna go with Frank because I'm gonna be there every step of the way and put him on game. Like, this is what he likes to do. This is what he will do. Boom, boom, boom.
You'll end up stopping Gervonta?
Nah, I don't want.
In the highly anticipated WBA regular lightweight title fight against Martin, scheduled for June 15th on Prime Video PPV at the MGM Grand Garden in Las Vegas. Frank Martin was deeply frustrated by Garcia's change of heart. Initially, Garcia supported Martin, confidently predicting his victory. However, the tide turned drastically when Garcia publicly declared he would bet $1 million on Tank Davis to win. This sudden shift raised eyebrows, especially since both Martin and Garcia share the same trainer, Derek James, and train in Dallas. Many believed Garcia should have remained neutral, avoiding any public declarations that could cause friction. Gervonta Davis slaps and insults Frank Martin in pre-fight face-off speculation is rife that Garcia's endorsement of Tank Davis is not just a matter of opinion, but a strategic move. With Garcia's career currently in limbo due to recent positive PED tests for Ostarine, his future in the ring is uncertain. The New York State Athletic Commission has yet to discuss his case, leaving Garcia in a precarious position. A rematch with Tank Davis could provide the mega fight and the substantial payday Garcia desperately needs, especially after his recent upset victory over WBC light welterweight champion Devin Haney. Despite being the underdog, Martin remained resolute. His last performance against Artem Harutyunyan, where he rallied to secure a 12-round unanimous decision, showed his tenacity. Yet almost no one is giving him a chance until his recent gym exploits that seem to be bringing more fans on his side against the formidable Tank Davis, who boasts an impressive 29-0 record with 27 knockouts. There ain't no friends in this stuff, claimed Martin as he focuses on fight. Martin's response to Garcia's perceived disloyalty was intense. He was cool, but I don't care what he says. I wouldn't get on and talk down. He went from, Frank is going to win, to I bet $1 million against him, Martin told Fight Hype. That stuff is fake with me. I don't mess with people like that. That's fake. I don't care if it's promoting or building, that stuff is fake. I'm not with all that. I'm the type of person, I rock who I rock with, and that's why my circle is as strong as it is. Martin's words echo a sentiment familiar in the brutal world of boxing. Trust is a rare commodity. That tweet wasn't geared directly towards him, but he was a part of that. It's bigger than just that. It's a lot, said Martin when asked about his recent comment. There ain't no friends in this stuff. The sport is ruthless, and allegiances can shift as quickly as the odds in Vegas. This boxing stuff, they ain't your friend, and I get that. People change up. As Martin prepares for the fight of his life against Tank Davis, he's also grappling with the reality of betrayal and shifting loyalties. People jump sides. You got people that doubt. You're really in this stuff by yourself, really? Martin reflected. You got your solid team, but other than that, as a fighter, you gotta put yourself in the mindset that you're in it by yourself. This isn't just about a fight in the ring, it's a battle of principles and loyalty. For Frank Martin, June 15th represents not just an opportunity to clinch a title, but to prove that integrity still has a place in the ruthless world of boxing. And just before his fight, he and his trainers have taken a bold step in giving back to the community. Unbeaten top contender Frank the Ghost Martin and his trainer Derek James spent time giving back to the Dallas community last week as the pair appeared on the Children's Health Hospital's morning show in support of the Derek James Family Foundation's recent endowment for pediatric mental health at the hospital. Martin and James applied lessons they've learned from their experiences and respective journeys in the sport of boxing toward the mental health initiative on the morning show for those at Children's Health Hospital. Everything that I'm working towards is a lot bigger than me. I do it for the kids, and I do it for my family and friends, said Martin. Since that win, Martin won a close unanimous decision last July over Artem Harutyunyan, who now faces Shakur Stevenson on July 6th. Martin was rumored to be an opponent for Stevenson, but the fight fell through and he hasn't fought since. Despite his detractors and critics, Martin remains focused. He sparred with Davis some years back, which was a talking point of their rowdy press conference. Martin seems to be channeling the mindset of a teacher, looking to empower youth with his comments about the upcoming fight. I know that I can inspire others through what I do in the ring, and that's why I'm putting everything I have into being at my best on June 15th. James also shared his perspective, emphasizing his role as a role model heading into this career-defining fight for Martin. I understand how fortunate I am and the opportunities I have been given, said James. I also understand my responsibility to the youth in my community. They inspire me to be my best, just like I hope I'm inspiring them. The Children's Health Hospital has been a pillar of the community, serving the area for 110 years since its inception as an open-air baby camp with 4 tents. One of the largest pediatric hospitals in the nation, the hospital handles nearly 700,000 patient encounters annually. Martin will have James in his corner when he challenges WBA lightweight world champion Gervonta "Tank" Davis, headlining a PBC pay-per-view event on Prime Video taking place Saturday, June 15th, in the 100th championship fight night to take place at the historic MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas. And that's all for now. Do you feel Frank Martin has what it takes to confront Gervonta Davis? What aspects of his game does he need to develop? Let's know your thoughts in the comments section. For the very best updates on news, moments, events, and actions in the world of boxing, stay connected with us by subscribing to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to turn on notifications to get notified when we drop quality contents like this. Until next time, peace out.